Hello, everyone, and welcome to another new episode of the Nothing to See Here podcast. Hi, it's Frankie.
It's Hannah.
And I am stale Fruity Pebbles.
That is a joke because Amanda texted me yesterday at 7:30 p.m. and just said, "I smell like Fruity Pebbles." And I didn't respond to that, and she questioned me about it today, and I find out that it is a body butter, one of many body butters that Amanda has purchased.
From the Floating Lantern Co. It smells delicious, and it smells like Fruity Pebbles. Although when Frankie smelled all of my body butters, which Anna, I don't think he was as excited as you would have been.
I would have not been excited. I would have made it halfway through and been like, I'm done.
Hannah, there were so many.
I know. I saw the collection once.
Oh no, there's more.
I know. I know the collection has grown.
And I got to the Fruity Pebble one and I said, this smells like, it does smell like Fruity Pebbles, but it smells like stale Fruity Pebbles.
I should have bought you a candle today, Amanda.
I bought myself my own candles. I haven't told Monique about this yet.
Oh my God.
They had a Care Bear collection.
Jesus Christ.
So I bought the Care Bear collection from Goose Creek. Just a quick shout out because I feel like Goose Creek isn't going to sponsor us, but I don't know. Maybe Floating Lantern Co. can get more people, even though nobody really listens to our podcast.
We have
That
listeners.
is a lie.
We have listeners.
Oh,
we have triple digit listens.
Yeah.
All right. I'll take it back. I take it back. Floating Lantern Co. They have body butters that are inspired by animes. They have body butters inspired by really any kind of fandom, I think.
Do you like your body? Do you like butter? Do you want your body to smell good? Body butter. There we go. That's a good ad.
Do you like Supernatural? Do you like Demon Slayer? Do you like Avatar: The Last Airbender?
I like that last one.
Yeah, Frankie's a big fan of Toph.
The Toph scent was good.
Toph smells good. I'm a big fan of Hello Kitty scent. It smells like Smarties. Love me some Smarties. You could also smell like Fruity Pebbles. Floating Lantern Co. I don't know if we're allowed to sponsor. We'll find out.
Well, we don't have a
There's a
sponsor.
record.
Well, you get more people then. Go do it.
This isn't an ad. No one paid for this ad.
Nobody paid for this ad.
But if you want to pay us, we can do a better one.
Yeah, we can.
If
you pay us, we'll put in effort.
No, she was super nice whenever she mailed my body butters. Like she even held them for me because when I moved, I ordered it before I moved, and then I was like, "Fuck, I'm moving. Can you hold it?" And she was like, "Yeah, I can." She's very nice, very nice. Go get yourself some fandom body butters.
Before we
For
start,
the record, the candle I should have bought you was Fruit Loops.
Oh, I have a Fruity Pebbles candle that is in the shape of a skull that Frankie was there with me to buy.
And then you broke it and you bought another one.
I did not break it.
Pete Gallery broke it, and then
Monique broke it. Yeah.
Also, I don't think you can really burn candles in the shape of a skull. They kind of become a fire hazard. Depending on how the skull is, I'm assuming it is circular, the skull.
It's shaped like a skull, yes.
Yeah, well, it'll burn down and like fall in on itself or fall over because it's round.
Okay, well then normally what I do after the candle has reached its end or it cannot burn no more, I will just scoop out its innards and I will put it in one of my many senses that I have.
But this happens in the middle of burning, before it's dead.
I haven't had problems with the skull yet. We'll see.
Maybe it's a better designed skull.
That is true. I do not know the brand that I heard this from about a skull-shaped candle, but it's possible because it's not really sturdy.
This is
technically speaking.
My candle is from PGH Candle.
We're just giving free ads to all these candle and body butter.
You see, Amanda just wants free candles.
Yeah, but I want money.
She doesn't want cash payment. She just wants candles.
I want cash payment.
I'm with Franklin.
Amanda really just likes anything that smells good. One of the things that I always, and let us know if you'd like to see this, but one of the things that I told Frankie that I'd like to do is I'd like to have a Scentsy smelling video where Hannah
get ready for a 30-hour video.
all of the senses that I have.
Christ. Okay. Before we get into the bulk of the episode, I would like to issue an apology, not to our listeners, don't care.
Oh,
To
wow.
to Amanda and Hannah.
Yeah, this was rough.
Listen, I knew we would see some rough times before 96. I didn't know they would be this rough.
I hate you so much for doing
It took me 5 hours to get through this.
Not only did I have to watch Doctor Who today, which is so campy it hurts.
It's good though.
No, it's not. I then had to watch this, which is not good. You cannot tell me.
Oh no, this was bad. This was bad.
I would have rather watched 2 more episodes of Doctor Who.
This was bad. I will not defend it, but we're gonna talk about it.
I don't want to talk about it.
We're back in WCW. We're talking about our first pay-per-view for this journey. Fall Brawl 1995. Before we head into details on the pay-per-view, though, I have some of those news reports.
Real quick, I just want you to read what I texted you guys.
When we get to it.
When
we get to that, you will read the text you sent.
It was good, wasn't it?
The first news report is about the head-to-head between WWE and WCW, with a clear victory for WCW. Nitro did a 2.5, while Raw did a 2.2 in the ratings. The writer of the report,
you just made it.
The writer of the report says that both shows were pretty meh, and WWE has chosen to not even acknowledge the competition. Meanwhile, on Nitro, Eric Bischoff spent the whole show trashing WWE, talking about how Lex Luger left the Bush Leagues to come where the big boys play, and told viewers not to channel surf because Raw was taped and Shawn Michaels was going to beat Sid in the main event. Eric Bischoff got a lot of flack for trashing McMahon for the whole show, and apparently it won't happen again. It will happen again. Just spoilers.
Wow, I'm so surprised.
Sabu debuted on Nitro, as we talked about, and did his usual insane spots, but the announcers totally sucked at getting him over to people who were seeing him for the first time. Remember Vader, who got into a fight backstage and got kicked in the face repeatedly? He's been officially suspended, and they're going to try and fire him.
I don't remember him.
Why did he... Oh, right, because he kicked someone in the face.
No, he got kicked in the face.
He got kicked in the face.
But he started the fight.
God forbid.
Turns out Lex Luger really was working for WWE before he debuted here without a contract.
Ooh.
I mean, isn't he still without a contract?
No, he's now
he had a verbal agreement.
He's now signed a 2-year guaranteed contract with WCW. The writer of the article, Dave Meltzer, calls Lex Luger a master negotiator because since the beginning of his career, no one in the history of wrestling has managed to secure more big money deals for himself while offering so little in return. Lex Luger has never drawn money. He's never been good in the ring. He has no charisma, and he's just a subpar worker who skates by on his looks alone.
Oh my god.
That's the offer right there.
Who wrote this? What is their name?
His name is Dave Meltzer.
That is scathing.
Yeah.
I love it.
WCW was planning to bring in Lanny Poffo, who's Randy Savage's brother, as a favor to him, but they're not going to do that anymore. They decided they don't want him. Finally, they have signed Eddie Guerrero, Dean Malenko, and Chris Benoit to WCW.
Oh. Hey, hey, I was doing some research about what is it, CTE, and that fucker's name came up.
His name will always come up with that conversation.
Yeah. Oh, you should see his brain. His brain not looking good. Was not a good brain.
So we're going to go back in time with Fall Brawl 1995, September 17th, from the Asheville Civic Center in Asheville, North Carolina. The arena can hold 7,674 people, and they had 6,600 in attendance.
The arena looks very small.
Yeah, it looked tiny.
The tagline...
I know what you just said, it wasn't big, but it really looks small on camera.
It doesn't look big.
Soon... The PPG looks bigger.
It does. Sooner rather than later, they're going to go to bigger arenas, and they're going to have, very interesting places that they wrestle. I think on one of the shows they actually wrestle on a beach. Like they set up the ring in the middle of a beach. But yeah, this is a tiny arena. The tagline for the show is "Let the games begin." We open with a hype video that talks mainly about Ric Flair versus Arn Anderson and the War Games main event, and they are really shoving down this military theming. It's a military theme show. And there are 2 rings because it's War Games. War Games is contested in 2 rings.
It felt pointless.
They don't. This show is weird because none of the other matches utilize the 2 rings. In other shows, when they have multiple rings, the other matches also utilize those rings, so it feels a little more fun and having a point to have them. But here, it doesn't really make sense
It
beyond the
was
main
only
event.
necessary. Yeah, it was only necessary in the end.
Our announcers tonight are only Tony Schiavone and Bobby. Well, we haven't seen Tony Schiavone, so introducing Tony Schiavone to the
Pepe
show.
isn't here.
And Bobby Heenan. Pepe isn't here, but to replace that, I think, is Bobby Heenan just insulting Hulk Hogan every opportunity
That
that he can
is
get.
true.
Yeah.
One of
Yep.
my notes is I love the Hogan slander.
I will say these announcers, man, some of the things that they say
Are ridiculous.
really freak me out. There was one part, I can't remember when it was exactly, but somebody slammed their head up against the railing and he goes, "Oh, he's going to lose teeth. He's going to be toothless like everybody else here." Did you hear that?
I do remember. I don't remember what match it is because there's quite a few like brawls to the outside, but that was funny. Oh,
I was like, damn. Let's just insult. Where were we? North Carolina?
yeah,
Asheville.
Asheville, North Carolina.
Yeah. Maybe if we were in Alabama.
Apparently, at the end of July, Hulk Hogan declared war against the Dungeon of Doom. And tonight, on the main event pre-show, the Giant, who is a new member to the Dungeon of Doom, ran over Hulk Hogan's motorcycle with a monster truck, which we get to see video of later on. And Heenan tells us that the Giant said the only thing he was sorry about is that Hogan wasn't on the motorcycle when he ran it over. Our first match is Flying Brian Pillman against Johnny B. Bad.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Oh,
a flame on his crotch.
Johnny B. Bad, yeah.
Yeah.
I love
Oh, you
Brian's
mean
cow print.
you mean Little Richard as a wrestler? Johnny B. Bad?
Yeah.
Brian's cow print is great.
I literally said love the cow print fit, and Johnny B. Bad looks nasty.
We cut
Yeah,
to
he
a
does.
sign, though, that says, "Marry me, Johnny B. Bad." And Bobby Heenan says, "Yeah, she would have to beg."
Oh.
Ugh.
They're-
And she's
they're-
like just an average woman. She's
Yeah,
pretty.
she looked pretty.
Yeah, she did. She did look pretty. The winner of this match is the #1 contender for the U.S. title, so they're going to face Sting later on down the line.
This match went on so fucking long.
So I'm going to give a spoiler alert. Oh, before that, Johnny B. Bad has a confetti gun that he fires into the crowd. He had been carrying it during his entire entrance, and I had no idea what it was until he started firing it.
I knew it was I thought it was either a t-shirt gun or a confetti gun, but that confetti gun had some money in it.
That had some power.
The crowd
had
through
money.
this is so unenthusiastic.
Because, okay, the match has a 20-minute time limit. Spoiler, the match goes 29 minutes and 14 seconds, and it's some of the most boring 29 minutes and 14 seconds I've ever had in my life.
They were grabbing each other's dicks at one point.
There are matches that go long, and they start out slower, and they build, and then it gets to a more frantic pace, then they slow down, then they build again. This match never got to that frantic pace. It was slow the entire time. When I was looking at reviews of this show before I watched it to gather notes and things, people were saying this is one of the top 2 matches on the card. Nope. Wrong. This match fucking sucks.
I said, this is torture. Please, someone end this. I'm crying. I want this to end.
There are a lot of rest holds, which is when they usually have like the side headlocks in and they're just sitting on the mat. That's what they're called. They're rest holds. The purpose of them in a match is 1, to let the guys get a breather. I don't know what they needed a breather for. They weren't doing anything. 2, it's to let the referee communicate with the wrestlers to be like, hey, this is how much time you have left. We need to go home now to the finish. This is what's happening. Or if one of the wrestlers is like starting to feel hurt or injured, they can say to the ref, hey, I think I've tweaked something. We got to wrap this up. They serve a purpose, but you can also do rest holds in an entertaining way. Later on down the line, we're going to be introduced to Chris Jericho
Why does his name sound familiar?
because
I know that name.
he still wrestles.
Oh, is he the guy you dressed up as for Halloween?
He
With the
is
book?
with the list of Jericho. Jericho will do rest holds in a match, but every time he does a rest hold, he yells at the ref, ask him if he quits. I know he's a quitter. And he'll just like insult his opponent the entire time and make it entertaining. These guys are just sitting there. I have very few notes about the actual match itself, mostly about signs that I saw. One of the signs is there's a kid there that has a sign that says Bobby the Brain Heenan for president.
Oh,
Tony
God.
asks Bobby if he gave the sign to the kid. Bobby says no, the kid made that with his own crayons, and that kid is actually the mayor of Asheville.
Jesus.
That was funny. That was good.
Why
I
is
laughed at
he
that.
Asheville so much?
Because Bobby the Brain Heenan's a heel. He's just gonna make fun of people.
I mean, I make fun of people too, but I'm not a dick.
Tony Schiavone says that this has been a physical matchup. It has not, Tony. It's not been a physical matchup. They've barely done anything. They keep giving us wide crowd shots because so little is happening in the match.
Everyone is so bored. There's no cheering.
They're not cheering for anything. I have a question for you two. Is it impressive to wrestle 29 minutes when the bulk of what you're doing is resting?
No.
No.
Because this was torture.
I was actually, I got so bored that I started cleaning.
Same. I paused this and I paused the pay-per-view and I started cleaning my house because I just couldn't do it anymore.
When we have
to clean, guys.
I know you don't clean.
I don't clean. I hate cleaning. What does that mean, Franklin?
I know. This was a bad show. I'm not defending the show. When we have to watch wrestling, though, I watch it usually at work, so I couldn't do anything else because I watch it during my lunch break at work.
This was 3 hours.
I know. I break it up. At one point, we do get something a little exciting. Brian Pillman starts punching Johnny B. Bad and yelling, "Who's the bad man now?" And then all of a sudden, Johnny B. Bad is bleeding from his face a little bit. He's got a little bit of blood. A little bit. And then we're immediately back to doing nothing. All right.
Wait, where'd the blood come from?
I think like under his eye, maybe on his cheek. I don't know exactly where it went.
It's gone by the end of the fight.
Yeah, it wasn't like a deep cut.
Also, at one point, when they show the crowd, someone has like a 6-month-old baby.
Oh, yeah. They bring their babies here.
Why is there a baby? Why did you bring a baby to a wrestling show?
They gotta learn.
They gotta learn about the king of sports.
Yeah, they gotta be insulted early on.
Did they have to pay for an extra ticket for the baby?
I hope not.
I would laugh if they did.
They probably did, though. It's wrestling. There's scummy business practices. They definitely paid for a ticket. That baby got upcharged. It was more expensive.
It was an upcharge.
We get an alert that there are 5 minutes remaining, and I'm like, how? They've done nothing. Johnny B. Bad suplexes Pillman out of the ring to the floor, but Brian kind of lands on his feet, but as he gets up, Johnny B. Bad dives over the top rope and takes Brian out with him. They roll him back into the ring. He hits a power bomb, only gets a 2. Brian Pillman hits a fucking tombstone pile driver, and Johnny B. Bad kicks out. We get a 2-minute warning, and then Brian hits a Russian leg sweep into what I think is an armbar, but it looks like shit. We then get a 1-minute warning, and Johnny B. Bad hits his finisher, the Tutti Frutti, which is just a punch. He just punches him.
All right.
Stale Fruity Pebbles would be so on brand for tonight.
He goes for the pin, but at 2, the referee sees that Brian Pillman's leg is under the ropes. So Johnny B. Bad, for some reason, thinks he's won, even though the ref didn't count 3 and the bell didn't ring. So he is. So Brian Pillman hits a springboard clothesline for 2, and then time expires. but the referee says that there must be a winner, so we go to overtime. Is the referee the biggest heel of the night for making us see more of this match?
He
Yeah.
said he didn't say overtime. He said sudden death.
Oh yeah, he did say sudden death. I have a note. They keep calling it sudden death, like the match wouldn't have ended before if someone got a pin.
Yeah. And then what's really funny is after the sudden death went on so much, they were like, now it's double sudden death. There's like 2 sudden deaths. I was like, Jesus Christ, just you're still in overtime. Leave it alone.
Heenan at one point says that they haven't tried one thing to get the win, hitting their opponent with a pipe wrench.
I mean, it's not wrong.
It's
I
not
would
wrong.
watch if it would end the fight sooner. Would watch.
Johnny B. Bad Pillman goes up top, but Johnny B. Bad falls into the top rope, crotching Brian Pillman, and then Johnny B. Bad throws Pillman outside. This is when it happens, Amanda, because Pillman crashes face first into the metal guardrail.
You're right. You're
And
right.
Bobby the Heenan says the toothless joke. Does it say a lot that most of our notes about this match is what the announcers were saying and not anything that actually happened in the ring?
It says so much.
Johnny B. Bad goes for a springboard splash, which is another finisher of his called the Bad Mood, but it's countered. Pillman takes Johnny B. Bad out with a suicide dive. He then goes for a springboard drop kick. Johnny B. Bad moves out of the way, and Brian Pillman lands dick first into the top rope.
Oh, dick first. I didn't see that. Did it look like it hurt?
It did. It looked pretty sore.
That's why he lost.
Johnny B. Bad goes for the pin, but he's under the rope. So then they just run at each other with a lot of speed, crash, and Johnny B. Bad gets the pin and wins. Even though it looked like Pillman hit. So when they hit each other, Brian Pillman actually knocks Johnny B. Bad down, and Johnny B. Bad has to like flip Brian Pillman over to win the match.
This is so dumb. It was so dumb.
It was bad.
This hurt so much.
At the end of the match, Johnny B. Bad is yelling, "I love you, Mom," and Bobby Heenan says, "Who cares about your mom?"
You know what? I agree with him on this one.
After 30 minutes, I don't give a
29.
fuck.
29 minutes, Hannah.
I
Yeah.
wrote 35 minutes.
It was
in my
20.
notes.
It was 29 minutes and 14 seconds.
It was too long.
It was too. By the way, I'll just let you know. I don't know when it happens, but Johnny B. Bad will eventually leave, so we don't have to see him
Good.
for our entire run.
Why does he leave? Please tell me it's, you know.
He gets signed by WWE.
I thought you were
and-
gonna tell me he got hired as Skinny Ron Jeremy.
No, he gets hired by WWE, and then WWE liked his wife more, so she becomes the star, and they eventually just fire him.
Oh my god, good for her.
Yeah, great for her. Did nobody laugh at my Skinny Ron Jeremy joke? That was hilarious.
You made that joke last time
Did
when
I?
they showed a picture of him, and you said he looks like a skinny Ron Jeremy.
Awesome. I didn't even remember that I said that. That's good.
And then we're talking about the Ric Flair Arn Anderson match, and Bobby Heenan says that the reason that Flair and Anderson split and are fighting each other tonight is because of Hulk Hogan. And I, for one, agree. I think a lot of ills of the world should be laid at the feet of Hulk Hogan.
Is he still alive?
Yeah, he is. He spoke at the Republican National Convention.
Oh,
He ripped his shirt off.
of course
He
will.
ripped his shirt to reveal another shirt. He ripped a shirt of his own vodka brand. He has a vodka brand now, I think.
That's
At least he
shit
didn't-
vodka.
Yeah, at least he didn't show his body,
That's true. That's true.
his gross sagging, I'm sure, body. Way too tan. I bet you him and Trump go to the same tanning salon.
Probably.
They're just hanging out while they get spray tans.
Backstage, we have Mean by God Gene, and he is interviewing Ric Flair, who does a little spin to show off the robe.
That is
It's
a
nice
rich widow robe.
It's a
That
nice
is like the starter rich widow robe, and I want it.
I'm so curious why he's called Nature Boy. Is it because there's a song called Nature Boy?
No, that's not why. It's just
Why?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
I don't know. I've never heard the story. Why.
Research, Frankie.
I've tried. Okay, apparently he did it as a tribute to Buddy Rogers, who was known as the Nature Boy.
Is Ric Flair, is he still alive?
He is, yeah.
We're gonna email him.
Is he still wrestling?
He wants to be, but he's not. No one will let him wrestle.
He looks ancient now. I mean, he looked ancient then.
Yeah, and he looks more ancient now. He's
I mean-
always kind of looked like an old man, to be fair.
Well, the hair doesn't help.
No.
Oh my god, what is this? He had long hair and he had like this elaborate like robe thing. Ew.
Ric
No.
Flair throws up the 4 fingers, which is the symbol of the 4 horsemen. He says it's the symbol of excellence. He shared a bond with Arn, but today the two aren't walking together side by side. They are coming out from opposite ends of the building. And tonight Arn will face greatness. He loves Arn so much that tonight he has to show him there is only one king of the hill. And then he just starts fucking shuffling around.
He's 75 and he wants to be wrestling?
He had a match a couple years ago.
1949?
He had a match. Hey, you want to know an interesting fact about Ric Flair before we go to the
No.
next match?
No, I don't.
You sure? It's very interesting.
All right.
He was stolen as a baby.
What?
Yeah. So Ric Flair was born in 1949. His original parents were not known originally, but he was stolen away as part of Georgia Tan's baby kidnapping operation.
What?
He was adopted by the Flair family, the Fleer family, sorry, and then they found out later that he had been stolen.
Oh, I forgot about Georgia Tan.
Yeah, he was one of Georgia Tan's victims.
She was a child trafficker, Hannah.
I know who she was.
Okay.
Yeah, so Ric Flair was one of Georgia Tan's victims.
Fuck. That's actually interesting. What did he do?
He
Like-
lived with them. He lived with the family. Like that was the only family he knew. They didn't know until like well after.
Like how long after?
I don't remember when they found out, but like it was after he was. I think at the from what I can piece together from memory, he might have been already out of high school by the time they found out. Next match is up, and first out is Cobra, whose entrance music is literally just Morse code, and I've never wanted to see a man get beat up more.
Who's being beat up?
Cobra, the guy who comes out and it's just Morse code typing in the background.
Oh, is he the one who gave his dog tag to the kid?
Yeah,
I liked him.
I hated his music.
I don't care about his music. He was a fine looking man, for one. And two, he was nice to a kid.
Okay. Cobra's
Maybe it's because, my biological clock is ticking, but be nice to children. And, it gets me all flustered.
Cobra's character is that he's a member of the Special Forces and the CIA.
Even better. A man with a job. A good job.
Next
A
supposed
government job.
to come out next is his opponent, Sergeant Craig Pitbull Pittman. But he doesn't come out. Instead, this just dude in military fatigues comes out. But it's all a trap. Oh, sorry, go on.
The announcers say that Pitbull has gone AWOL, but instead of saying AWOL, they go AWOL.
Yeah.
Just say AWOL.
This guy comes in. The way this guy comes in, Frankie, I was real scared because I remember the dying guy.
This man had no chance of crashing into the ring because he was going. This was the slowest rappel I've ever seen in my life. This man rappelled with the speed and grace of an iceberg.
This also feels like the start of a bad porno.
We already entered the porno. Did you not see the guy with fire on his dick?
I unfortunately did.
Yeah,
So-
okay. We already entered the porno. And I was real scared. I was real tempted to be like, Frankie, this isn't the guy who dies, right?
No, that's in WWE. We're not going to witness any death in the ring.
Thank God.
Sergeant Pittman sneaks in and starts choking Cobra with his bandolier. This night has a lot of choking.
This
We're in the
went by
porno.
so fast. I was putting my body butters away, and then all of a sudden, Cobra was on the ground.
Yeah, Pittman is thrown hard into the post. He dodges a cross body, locks in what they call the code red, which is just an armbar, and Cobra submits, giving Sergeant Pittman the win in 1 minute and 22 seconds.
it was so fast. I didn't know what the fuck happened. I was like, holy shit.
Were they told to cut their match short because of the opener?
No, I'm pretty sure they just scheduled this match to be short.
That poor kid who got the dog tag, he was like, fuck yeah, you're gonna win, Cobra. And then he was like,
Cobra gets his ass fucking beat.
You just see the dog tags flying back into the ring.
He's like, I won't support a loser.
That poor kid. I feel bad for that kid.
Then we get a recap of what Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff has been up to.
Oh god.
He's upset that Randy Savage beat him, and he's freaking out backstage. And Amanda, who comes in to calm him down?
I don't know. And I can't read what I texted you because my phone is dead.
Amanda texted me and Hannah, who is this Brillo pad motherfucker? Hannah, if I find and send you, if I can find and send you a picture of this man, you got to post it on the Instagram when the episode comes out.
Please, I will. Go to Instagram. If you're listening to this the day it goes up, it might not be up yet, but go to our Instagram, follow us, and you'll see the Brillo pad motherfucker.
His name is Gary Spivey.
It works.
He is a psychic.
No, he's not.
That's his character. He's a psychic.
Is he a wrestler?
He is a wrestler.
No.
No, he's not.
He is. Amanda's dying. Oh wait, no, I'm wrong. Gary Spivey's just a psychic.
Why is he here?
And that's what he looks like all the time. Gary Spivey's still alive. He's a spiritual healer and psychic.
He's a spiritual healer. He was like having a little motivational speaker. He reminded me of a Brillo pad mixed with Chris Farley's character, Van Down the River guy.
Gary Spivey comes backstage, and he's there to give Paul Orndorff a pep talk. He says he had a vision that Paul isn't okay, and he tells him to look in the mirror, and he'll see Mr. Wonderful, and Paul believes it. My note here is, what is happening? This feels like something that is from a shitty local access show about a local psychic. At one point, Paul Orndorff just starts kissing his arm as he says, I am Mr. Wonderful. And then he kisses his reflection. Yeah, then he kisses his reflection.
I think this was the failed first draft of American Psycho.
Amanda's dying.
I want you guys to know, as I was having my little fit, my mom opened the door to check to make sure that I wasn't dying or something.
Well, I mean, this is what Gary Spivey will do to you.
What's on his head?
It's a wig that he would wear. That's what he would wear.
That's not a wig, Frankie. A wig is hair. That's not a wig. What the fuck?
That looks like fungal growth.
It looks like he's a chia. It looks like he's a chia pet.
It looks like an asbestos chia pet. It hurts. It hurts so much.
All right. We're going to go to our next match. The World Television title match.
Okay.
First out is the Diamond Doll, who leads out Diamond Dallas Page, who's smoking a cigar on his way to the ring, also accompanied by Max Muscle. Would you believe this? At this point in time, in 1995, Diamond Doll is DDP's wife.
Who the fuck is DDP?
Diamond Dallas Page, the guy who came out smoking the cigar, who wrestles the match.
I thought that was implied.
Yeah.
Well, no, in real life.
Yeah.
I thought that was implied.
Oh, was it? Oh.
Yeah. Why did they get divorced?
They are divorced now. An amicable divorce.
Oh, well, that's good.
Good for them.
Because
I assume this is just a character he's playing.
Yeah, this is just a character. He's not an abusive asshole.
Yeah, he did. I hope he wasn't a piece of shit to her.
DDP forces Diamond Doll to hold the ropes open as he enters the second ring, then forces her to hold them open as he leaves the second ring and then enters the first ring. That's a great way to get booze.
Hold my ring open for me.
Hold the ring ropes open for me in this ring, and then I'm not wrestling in this ring, so you got to hold the ring ropes open as I leave this ring, and then enter the correct ring. The TV champion comes out. It's the Renegade.
My sticks.
I wish. The Renegade is a ripoff of the Ultimate Warrior from WWE. WCW tried to get the Ultimate Warrior. He refused to sign with them, and so they just said, "We'll create our own Ultimate Warrior."
Who's the Ultimate Warrior?
We're gonna see him later on, so I don't want to spoil too much. But he's a wrestler who will feud with Hulk Hogan and later on down the road.
Oh, I like him already.
Yeah.
The Renegade starts the match by turning around and is blindsided by DDP, who attacks him, throws him into the ring post. DDP gets out of the way of a flying shoulder tackle, and Renegade crashes into the ropes, and DDP starts choking him against the top rope. And then he hits a hot shot by pulling the Renegade's throat into the top rope and forces the Diamond Doll to give it a score of 10, like we're at the Olympics.
Hey, speaking of the Olympics,
they're happening while we record.
Can we talk about the Turkish guy?
That he won second place.
Well, he couldn't be so suspicious.
What do you mean so suspicious?
Because he's actually a super spy, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, everybody thinks
he's an assassin. He couldn't get first and blow his cover.
I just think he was a man who's like, fuck this, I don't need any of that. Boom. I win.
DDP then does a neck breaker and forces Diamond Doll to give it another 10. Renegade dodge.
This is the worst match yet.
Do you? Worse than the opening match?
I feel like I disassociated for this one.
Yeah.
Renegade dodges out of the way. DDP hits his shoulder into the ring post, and Renegade hits a series of running lariats and a springboard splash into the corner. He goes up top and hits the double axe handle. DDP goes for his finisher, the diamond cutter, but he is shoved off. Max Muscle jumps onto the apron, and DDP is thrown into him. Jimmy Hart then starts yelling at Max Muscle, and the Renegade dives onto Max Muscle for no reason at all. The referee is distracted by Jimmy Hart, and as Renegade is going back into the ring, Max grabs his foot. DDP hits the diamond cutter for the win and becomes the new World TV champ in 8 minutes and 7 seconds.
Wait a minute.
Yeah?
Pause. Jimmy Hart. Is he related to the other Hart people?
No, he's not.
Okay.
Bobby Heenan says that the Renegade lost because he got his foot caught on Max Muscle's hand.
Not wrong.
It's not wrong if you look at it in a certain way.
Yeah.
I don't care enough.
So we have a new TV champion in Diamond Dallas Page, DDP. We have another title match up next. It's the World Tag Team titles. Out first are the challengers, Booker T and Stevie Ray, Harlem Heat, accompanied by Sister Sherry.
This was a lot.
This match
than I was expecting.
Oh yeah. So Booker T and Stevie Ray are brothers in real life.
Yeah, and that's definitely not their sister.
No, that's not. Sherry Martel is not their sister. Out next are the champions, accompanied by Colonel Robert Parker. We have Bunkhouse Buck and Dirty Dick Slater.
Yeehaw!
I thought you were gonna say Dirty Dan.
Bunkhouse Buck is the one in the white t-shirt and suspenders, while Dirty Dick is the one in a black t-shirt. Both of them wrestling in jeans, which has to be very uncomfortable. I don't like wearing jeans just to be out.
I don't like wearing jeans, period. The last time I wore jeans, I was in college. That's factual.
Before the match starts, Bunkhouse Buck tries to hit Booker T with his rope. He's just carrying a rope around. But apparently, as the announcers are telling us, Colonel Robert Parker and Sherry Martel might be in love with each other.
Wait, they said that?
Yeah,
they did.
I missed that.
So the storyline is that Colonel Robert Parker declared his love for Sherry Martel, but Sherry Martel was like, I don't love you. And then she got a hit accidentally in a match, and she got amnesia. And when she came out of it,
she loved him.
She was in love with Colonel Robert Parker, but they haven't declared their love to each other or shown that they love each other at the same time.
And boy, I wish they hadn't. that kiss was gross.
So this match is really just a lot of nothing. They don't do a lot in this match.
No.
The whole match is just Bunkhouse Buck and Dirty Dick Slater cheating as much as they can. And there's just a long stretch where nothing happens because the whole build of this match is to get to the end. At one point, though, Bunkhouse Buck and Dirty Dick switch places without tagging each other in. And the ref asks them if there was a tag, and Dick says yes, and the ref just believes them.
What's the ref doing?
I don't know. Why would he not, like, I wouldn't have believed them. What, are they going to say, no, we didn't tag each other in?
Don't care enough, though.
No. Stevie Ray comes in. He cleans house. He clotheslines Dirty Dick partly over the top rope, so he's kind of just, like, flailing over the ropes. He's just stuck there like a little baby having a tantrum. But as this is happening, what's happening in the other ring? Oh, no. Sherry Martel and Rob Parker are in the other ring. And Sherry Martel is crawling towards Rob Parker.
It's real gross. It's a gross brawl.
And then the Nasty Boys show up. And then Colonel Rob Parker and Sensational Sherry start kissing in a
Real
gross fashion.
Yeah, gross is like, I saw their tongue. There was lipstick all over the man's face. Like,
it's bad.
He dips her down, and she obviously can't get a good angle from that angle, and it's not good. He ends up like taking her hair out. Like,
it's gross.
It's gross.
Apparently, then, one of the Nasty Boys has taken off Bunkhouse Buck's shoe and hit him with it.
Love that.
And then Harlem Heat in Bunkhouse Buck, and they're the new tag team champions. Sherry and Parker, Colonel Rob Parker, still kissing each other.
How much did they get paid for that?
Not enough.
Not enough. I didn't get paid enough to watch that.
They don't know what's happened. Bunkhouse Buck grabs Colonel Rob Parker and starts yelling at him. And Harlem Heat are asking Sherry what happened, what she was up to. And she just says, "You got the belts back, right? That's why I did it." That's not why you did it, Sherry. You were
I don't think the writers know why she did it.
You had no idea that the Nasty Boys were going to show up. I knew that this match was the one where Colonel Rob Parker and Sherry Martel start making out with each other. I had no idea that the Nasty Boys were going to show up.
The whole thing was nasty.
Yeah.
Gene asks Bunkhouse Buck what happened, and Buck says Parker is lovesick. What's wrong with you? Where was you when we need you?
Don't forget, someone said idiot.
Oh, yeah, Bunkhouse Buck did call Parker an idiot. Parker says he runs this outfit and he'll get them another match and the title back. And then as he's leaving, Mean Gene just says, "You've been bitten by the love bug. You're disgusting."
He is disgusting.
Then we get a promotion for the next pay-per-view in October, Halloween Havoc.
I love the vibes of the ad.
Yeah, I'm telling you right now, Frankie, if it's as bad or worse than this, no.
What if I told you there's a monster truck sumo wrestling match on the roof of a building?
No. You'll have to buy me a body butter.
No.
Then I'm not doing it.
You have to do it.
I don't have to do shit.
What if I come over this time and we actually drink and watch this?
If I get so shit-faced that somebody actually just takes down what I said so that I can remember it, yeah.
We go backstage, and Mean Gene is interviewing Arn Anderson, who is breathing very heavy.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that.
First, he shows Arn a video of what happened between Arn and Flair. The storyline is that Flair's obsession to be number one has pushed his friends and family away. And Arn believes that Flair has been using him to stay on top and that Flair no longer has it anymore. Then we cut back to actual Arn Anderson, and Arn says he always calls a spade, and he loves or hates with a passion and a vengeance, and he says that everyone has a family member, that words just don't get through to them. And now he's nervous because he has to fight someone who's like a brother to him. But he has to go out there and do it as a man because he has to look in the mirror and respect himself when he does.
So what I got from this is, if you and Hannah, who I view as family, don't listen to me, I gotta fuck you guys up.
That's not, no.
That's exactly what he said.
That's not what he said.
That's exactly what he said.
That's Hannah, do you agree with
I don't listen
Amanda's
to Amanda,
assessment?
so no.
Okay.
That's what he said. He said sometimes you just can't get through to people, so you gotta rough them up a bit.
Yeah, he's talking about like if like they're really like going on a self-destructive path.
Potato, potato.
First out is the enforcer Arn Anderson, followed by the Nature Boy, Ric Flair. As Ric Flair's making his way to the ring, Bobby Heenan says this match is the fault of the piece of human sewage, Hulk Hogan.
I want that
was-
on a t-shirt.
Hannah, make like a pretty Instagram like picture thing that says that.
Okay.
Just like something. Ooh,
Very aesthetic.
maybe we should get it crocheted on a pillow.
Ooh, I mean, I said I wanted it on a shirt, but I think a pillow would be great too.
That can be, hey, if you guys support us, we can. This will be our first piece of merch, piece of human sewage, Hulk Hogan.
I thought our first piece of merch was technically you as a mongoose.
That's true. Well, this will be our second
You
piece of
can
merch.
also get Frankie as a mongoose.
Yeah, our
Yeah.
second piece of merch. We have other wrestlers watching the match. The American males, Brian Pillman, Big Bubba, Eddie Guerrero, Alex Wright, and Colonel Rob Parker are all in the seats watching.
Waiting.
Match starts. Flair does his little strut and lets off a woo. Arn Anderson also lets off a woo after he takes down Flair, and it becomes an intense stare down.
Real intense. I was, if this was a smutty book, we were talking about smutty books earlier. If this was a smutty book, they would have started making out after that stare.
Anderson keeps taking down Flair, but Flair keeps getting up, and then Arn just slaps the shit out of him.
I can't with all the bitch slaps.
Flair leaves the ring after this, and there's this girl in the crowd that does the chicken motion at him.
Yes, I love her.
When he gets back in the ring, Arn takes down Flair and then just keeps pushing his knee into Flair's shoulder blade.
Yeah, that looks like it hurts.
And then I have a quote here from Bobby Heenan, because Tony Schiavone asks, what's gone wrong here? And this quote, I think this is just a quote you can say in everyday life. It's Hogan. That's what's wrong here.
This man knew what was up well before everyone else
Do you
did.
think he had like a little insider scoop and he was like, oh,
I
maybe he
don't-
talked to Brillo Pad guy and Brillo Pad guy
Maybe.
was like, guys, don't like Hulk Hogan. Don't.
By
do it.
the way, just so you guys are aware, Bobby Heenan will consistently hate Hulk Hogan for his entire tenure on our run.
Question.
Yeah.
Is Bobby Heenan a shit person in real life?
No, Bobby Heenan's pretty great.
Awesome. I stan him.
Bobby
Yeah.
Heenan was pretty great.
Is he dead?
He died.
No.
He
I
He-
still stan him.
You
Did
know
he
what's-
at least get to live to see Hulk Hogan be a dick?
I think so. He passed away in 2017, so yeah.
Okay, cool. Everybody hated Hulk Hogan by then. All right, we're good.
You know what's really sad about him
Vacation.
dying though? What's really sad
No.
about him dying is he was a commentator, right?
Mm-hmm.
He died because he had throat cancer.
Oh.
Bobby Heenan's also given the one Hall of Fame induction speech that's made me cry. Because when he worked for WWE, he was partnered with a long time with a commentator named Gorilla Monsoon, who died. I don't remember when Gorilla died, but he died before Heenan was inducted into the Hall of Fame. And Heenan gives his speech, and he says, like near the end, he just says, and the only thing that can make this night any better is if my best friend Gorilla was here to see it. It's very sad, but we're gonna love Bobby Heenan for a long time. So
I love this man. I take back everything I said about this man. You insult North Carolina. You do it.
Arn's game plan seems to be to try and injure Flair's left arm, which is Arn's strategy as a wrestler all the time, which is why I love him. And every match he picks a body part, and the story of the match is he just fucking tries to break that body part off.
It's a good strategy.
Even Arn's. This is the difference between Arn Anderson as a wrestler and that opening match. When Arn Anderson is doing rest holds, he has an arm bar in at one point, which is just a rest hold. But he makes it look painful because he's pushing his boot into Ric Flair's face the entire time. Flair starts chopping at Arn to get the advantage, and he's only using his right arm to chop because his left arm has been hurt by Arn. Arn gets back in control with a hammerlock slam, and Flair tries to beg off so he doesn't get hurt anymore, and Arn just kicks him in the shoulder.
This whole match was so sad because these were just two elderly men beating each other up.
I love this match. Flair is thrown over the corner onto the apron, and then Arn rushes him, and Flair pulls the top rope down. Arn tumbles over. Flair goes up top, hits an axe handle to the floor, and then he starts yelling at the lady who called him a chicken earlier.
Yeah, what'd she do?
Nothing. He's like, look at me. He just keeps going, call me a chicken now, huh? He hits a jumping knee to the head of Arn, who's on the ground. He goes for the pin with one of his legs on the top rope to gain leverage. The fans try to tell the ref what Flair's up to, and he tells the fan to keep his mouth shut.
Is it the chicken lady?
I hope so. I really hope it is. This is enough time, though, for Arn to recover and just start punching Flair. Flair begs off one more time, and Arn goes to punch him again, but the ref stops him because he's got a closed fist, which is illegal. And while the ref's not looking, Flair just punches Arn in the dick.
That was a full-on dick punch.
The ref asks Flair if he did that, and Flair says, no, I did not do that. I don't know what happened. The ref, again, believes him, but, like, come on, what else? There's no one else in the ring.
Why didn't he ask Arn?
Yeah, what happened, Arn? Flair hits a vertical suplex on the outside on that thin-ass padding. Back inside, Arn tries for the sunset flip, but Flair maintains balance, goes to punch Arn, but Arn dodges the punch, grabs Flair, runs his face against the rope. Flair gets thrown into the corner and ends up in the Tree of Woe, and Arn just starts choking him. He signals that he's going to hit the DDT, which is his finisher. But as he goes to throw Flair's head down to the ring, Flair is holding on to the top rope, and Arn goes down hard on his own. Flair collapses, but he's able to get up. He goes to the top, but as it should be, he cannot complete the move, and he's thrown from the top rope by Arn Anderson. He goes for a dive from the second rope, but Flair just, like, punches him in the throat.
Throat punch, yeah.
Flair tries for the figure four. Arn blocks it for a good bit of time. Flair finally able to lock it in. Arn sits up, yells, "You've got nothing." Flair spits in his face, which enrages Arn Anderson enough that he's able to turn the hold over, reversing the pressure. The hold breaks, and they both struggle to get up. As they do, Arn is turned away, and Flair hits a chop block, going for the figure four again, but Arn rolls him up for a pin attempt, but Flair kicks out, aims, and kicks Arn's knee. He throws Arn, but Arn's knee gives out before he can make it to the other side of the ring, and he just collapses. And then Brian Pillman jumps up on the apron, sucker punches Flair, kicks him in the back of the head as the referee is attending to Arn. Arn hits the DDT, and he pins Flair to win the match in 22 minutes and 37 seconds. What do we think about that?
Who won?
I looked away for the last minute of the match and missed Brian punch Flair.
Arn Anderson won because of Brian Pillman's interference.
Great. Love that. Dick punch. Fantastic. Show me more dick punches. I hope he was wearing a cup and a jockstrap. Call back.
Call back to last week's episode. There we go.
Yeah.
Then we get a little video package for the War Games match, Dungeon of Doom versus the Hulkamaniacs.
Real quick, this War Games match, the cage within a cage, the two cages.
Well, it's not a cage within a cage. It's just a big cage.
You can't see shit.
Oh, you cannot. No, it's fucking horrible. The video package is great. It's just Kevin Sullivan talking about how much he hates Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, really liked that. Did he draw, like, fake eyebrows on?
Yeah, there's a point in the video package where he has, like, dead roses, and he's picking the petals. He's like, love him not. Hate his guts. Despise Hulk Hogan.
It's really good.
Man,
They-
Amanda, you should draw that.
What?
Him picking the rose petals.
If you send me a screenshot, I'll do it in my style.
Okay.
But you have to add the hate his guts, despise him.
If you send me the screenshot and send me exactly what you want me to put on the image, I'll do it. Because I'll forget.
Then they show us a clip of the Giant in his monster truck running over Hulk Hogan's motorcycle.
Yeah, and he was upset that he wasn't on it. Yeah, we know.
Then we get another video
That's
package.
upsetting. Yeah,
What's
that's
upsetting?
That was a perfectly good motorcycle.
Yeah, but it was Hulk Hogan's motorcycle, so it's tainted.
Are we sure it was his and it wasn't just a random motorcycle? I doubt he was just like.
To be fair though, it did say Hulkamania on it, so you got to get rid of it.
All right, that's fine.
Giant was doing us a public service.
You're right. I'm sorry.
Story of the match is simple. The Dungeon of Doom hates Hulk Hogan and have vowed to get rid of him. They are our heroes.
Yeah, they do not win.
Hulk Hogan has declared war on the Dungeon of Doom and has his own team.
And are dressed like they're going to war.
Yeah. The video also implies that Lex Luger may be part of the Dungeon of Doom, even though that's not been implied at all until now.
Should we spoil it and say he doesn't turn?
He doesn't turn, no, unfortunately. Backstage, we have the Hulkamaniacs, which are Hulk Hogan, Randy Savage, Sting, and Lex Luger.
It's weird to see Randy Savage not in something Randy Savage.
I don't like that Sting and Randy Savage aren't able to dress like themselves and they have to wear fucking camo. Their outfits are always super fucking dope, and now they're just in camo.
They did hug each other. Like, they did hug. They were probably like, yeah, we can't wear what we want to wear right now. And it's
They had great energy.
Yeah. Love them.
Macho Man is moving the entire time. He doesn't stop.
I think he's on Adderall.
I don't think it's Adderall.
This is 90s wrestling. He's on crack.
Yeah. That's definitely crack.
Hulk Hogan says they all drank a gallon of Agent Orange before coming out here.
What is that?
I would have to pee so bad.
You would have to pee so bad. No,
Hannah has to pee after a glass of wine.
Hannah, you'd be dead. Agent Orange was a fucking poison herbicide that was used during the Vietnam War to kill all the plants in Vietnam and poison. It like fucking poisoned and disfigured and gave cancer.
It's the stuff they drop from planes, right?
Yeah, it gave like horrible cancer to the Vietnamese people.
God, I thought it was like orange juice. I thought
Gatorade. You thought they were just chugging Gatorade?
I thought it was alcohol for a minute, and then I just looked it up, and I was like, "Oh fuck."
Well, I would still really have to pee after a gallon.
You pee yourself.
As they all leave, we see Jimmy Hart is dressed the exact same as them, and it just looks like someone's dad has wandered out with them. He shouldn't be there.
Excuse me, he has the American flag.
Why? The Dungeon of Doom, with the exception of Meng, are all American.
But they're not white.
2 of them aren't white, that's true. Mean Gene then tells us to pull up our socks and get ready.
Me getting ready was me writing, kill me, kill me, kill me, kill me, kill me, kill me.
The cage.
I don't wear socks.
I don't like wearing socks either. The cage lowers and it gets a fucking shit ton of pyro.
And we don't see anything for the next however long this match is. Like, so I barely see shit.
The only way to win this match is through surrender or submission.
And what does that mean exactly?
Just give up, say I quit.
Buddy.
There's a special stipulation where if the Hulkamaniacs win, the Taskmaster must face Hulk Hogan in the cage one-on-one. First,
I wonder whatever's going to happen.
Yeah.
Out first is the Dungeon of Doom. We have the Zodiac, followed by the Shark, then Kamala, then Meng.
Insert Zodiac killer joke here.
Then the Hulkamaniacs come out. First is Randy Savage, followed by Sting, Lex Luger, and Hogan comes out last.
Ew.
Why does Randy Savage come out first? Randy Savage should be like the one that we're all excited for.
I'm glad that you agree Randy Savage is the one we should all be excited for.
Yeah, like that dude.
The first man from the Dungeon of Doom in the match is Shark, and Sting is the first in for the Hulkamaniacs.
All right, you know what? This is the order that it goes in. Okay, it goes Randy Savage #1, Sting is #2, 3 I guess is Lex Luthor, and #4
Is Jimmy Hart, and number
is
5 is Hulk Hogan.
Hulk Hogan isn't even on the list.
Oh, he's not? Oh.
He doesn't get to be on the list. Yeah, Lex Luthor is he's so boring. It hurts.
Everyone but Sting and Randy Savage are boring.
Everything about Lex is boring. Even just looking at his face bores me. Like I feel like I'm listening to a math lecture, listening to his face, like looking at his face.
That's fair. So the match starts out with Shark biting Sting.
Well, that's what sharks do. So
yeah, he's really living the character. Sting hits a really cool leaping clothesline where he leaps from one ring into the other and hits Shark with a clothesline, but we don't actually get to really see it because they're focusing on Hogan's stupid bald head. I was so mad. I was upset. I'm like, Sting is doing amazing shit in there, and you're gonna show me this asshole?
I was really okay, so you guys okay, you guys can't judge me for this.
Okay.
I had a dream. I don't know why, but it was me and you, Frankie. And Hannah, I think you were with us, but you were like virtual on Zoom, and we were watching wrestling because it was your night. And all of a sudden, it cuts to Hulk Hogan, and he turns his head, and on the back of his head, in his bald spot, there is just a butthole.
Oh, that's scary. Don't tell me that. I hated that. Thanks.
Butthole, and he gets so mad at the cameras. He's like, "Get it off my head! Get the cameras away from my head!" That's the only thing I remember about that dream.
That's the only thing you need to remember.
That's true.
So
then
it looked like he had a little butthole on his bald head.
Then Sting starts biting the Shark.
Well, he doesn't have a stinger, so what else is he supposed to do?
They need to stop biting each other. Stop it.
Nah.
Shark then tries to do what Sting did and jump from one ring into the other, but he gets caught and he's like laying between the two top ropes from each ring. Sting locks in the Scorpion Deathlock as the first period ends, which is that submission hold he had where he like crosses the legs and he's sitting on top of the guy. But the Dungeon of Doom have won the coin toss, giving them the advantage, and in comes the Zodiac. Sting then fucking does pull-ups from the top on the top of the cage and starts kicking the Zodiac.
Yeah,
he is so fucking cool.
That was kind of awesome.
But
I was all flustered again.
The numbers game is too much, and they just beat on him. The announcers are debating who's going to come in next for the Hulkamaniacs, and Heenan keeps saying it's not going to be Hogan because he's a coward.
He's not wrong.
He isn't. And then he says Hogan doesn't want any part of this war. His idea of war is playing cards.
Honestly, I think that would be a more effective war.
Imagine that's the main event.
Everybody just sit down. They have a card, like a playing.
They're playing Go Fish.
Yeah, a table in the ring with 2 chairs.
But next up is Randy Savage.
Yeah,
and he fucking rushes in and he just starts punching everybody.
That's his colorful compatriot. They both bond over their fashion senses. So
that's his bestie.
Yeah, he's got to defend him.
This is when,
just me and Amanda.
Yeah. This is when the match devolves into what it's going to be the entirety of the match, which is everyone just like punching and choking each other and throwing someone into the cage. No one does any other moves.
Nope.
I did write down that at one point Sting flips Shark, and I wrote that I respected that.
That is respect. He deserves respect.
I can't see anything.
I also noticed that the Shark is constantly pulling up his pants because they don't fit him correctly.
Oh, I missed that.
That's not his fault. That's his costuming department's fault.
Kamala is the next to come in. We're still choking and punching people.
That you can barely see.
Then Lex Luger comes in. We're still choking and punching. But now the Hulkamaniacs have the advantage in the choking and punching.
Oh.
So then as the period is... Oh, this is the only time something exciting happens. All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
As the period ends, Luger goes to clothesline the Zodiac, but Zodiac ducks out of the way, and Luger hits Savage in the back of the head, and they start fighting each other.
That's awesome.
Sting tries to stop it as Meng comes in, and Meng just starts fucking headbutting everybody. The final period ends, and Hogan comes in, and he throws white powder in the face of Meng and Kamala.
Cocaine.
That's just the leftover cocaine from the bathroom.
He then also bites the Zodiac. Stop biting people. Everyone. This needs to... Only one person in this match is allowed to bite. That's the Shark.
Why, where'd they bite? Where was it sexy places?
They bite at each other in the forehead and the nose.
Oh, not sexy places.
No.
The forehead?
Yes, the forehead.
That just doesn't... I'm
It's like a toddler gnawing at you.
There's not a lot of skin on someone's forehead. You really can't get a good grip. The nose, definitely, you can rip some cartilage out. But the forehead, nah, you're not getting a good grip.
Sting then throws more cocaine powder into Kamala's face. Kamala's really getting it. Savage starts choking the Shark with his t-shirt. I wrote, man, this sucks. It's just some shitty punching and choking and throwing into the cage. Hogan puts a reverse chin lock in and Zodiac quits. Thank God it's over. 18 minutes and 47 seconds, by the way. Terrible match, terrible ending. What was this? This sucked.
Well, we have to do the Taskmaster thingy then.
Yeah, so Taskmaster is trying to leave.
Before we get there, two things. Shout out to that one poor cameraman in the cage in the corner.
Oh my God, that would suck.
He was the only person who could see anything.
Yeah. And also, at one point, the announcers say something about Hulk Hogan getting flamethrowers, or the Dungeon of Doom getting flamethrowers to use against Hulk. And I just know there's someone in the back, some producer in the back's going, write that down.
Yeah, well, if we burned his face off, we wouldn't have to see it anymore.
Taskmaster is trying to leave, but security grabs him and try to force him back into the cage, and then Sting grabs him and throws him in. And again, Hogan just chokes him and throws him into the cage. Sullivan leaves, Hogan follows him, throws him into the cage from the outside instead of the inside. Then Sullivan goes back into the cage, begs to not get hit, but Hogan just keeps punching him. He chokes Sullivan with his fist tape. He hits the big boot, and then the Giant comes down. He picks up the ref who tries to stop him like a little baby and enters the cage. And then he starts choking Hogan.
And yeah, you gotta choke people out. Frankie.
Hogan tried to punch him, but it doesn't affect the Giant. And then the Giant breaks Hulk Hogan's neck.
Yay.
Really?
He had him he grabbed him, in the movies when you have someone by the chin and the top of the head and they do the fucking turnaround and to break the neck.
Yeah.
That's what he did to Hulk Hogan.
And his neck didn't break?
No, not well, because he didn't really do it, but Hulk Hogan goes down. Hogan's team rushes back down to help Hogan as the Giant leaves. We hear the PA, someone over the PA system asks for paramedics to come to the ring, and the show ends with an image that is, quite frankly, the best way to end a show for this podcast: a beaten and defeated Hogan on the ground.
That's awesome. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't get that far.
That I figured.
After I couldn't see for half of the fight, I just went to who won that fight, and that was it.
I'll tell you this: there's not going to be a lot or another War Games match for a while.
Good.
And I don't think pay-per-view has any 20-minute matches. They're all under 20 minutes.
Also good. Frankie, there was no Pepe.
There was no Pepe.
And I know you warned us about it, but it still is kind of heartbreaking.
I'm sad that there's no Pepe.
What would he have dressed up as?
What do you think?
They could have been. He could have also dressed up in like camo and with a little bandana.
Yeah.
That would have been kind of cute.
That would have been adorable.
He could have dressed up as a chicken that Hulk Hogan was.
He could have posed with the woman who mimed chicken at Flair.
Right? It's cute. It's cute. What I imagine Pepe. Cute.
Well, we just have 2 more things to do tonight before the episode ends. What was your match of the night?
Oh, fuck off.
And your MVP. Who was your MVP?
My MVP. Fuck. Make Hannah go first. I gotta think.
Okay, Hannah, go first.
My match of the night was Taskmaster v. Hogan, because Hogan at the end is laying dead on the ground.
Oh, all right.
And also for MVP, we have the Giant.
All right, MVP, the Giant.
Do you concur, Amanda?
I mean, that's pretty good. No, mine's different. My match of the night is the one that lasted a minute.
Are you fucking serious?
That's a good one.
Cobra versus Pittman?
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, his name was Pittman, not Pitbull.
It was Sergeant Craig Pitbull Pittman.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was my match of the night. Honestly, it was a breath of fresh air after that long ass beginning. It was just such a refreshing thing. So yeah, I had to go with it. And I got all flustered by Cobra before he got murked, I guess. And also, I got a little scared for the guy who was repelling, even though he was going like a mile an hour. A little scared. So my MVP, the announcer who just fucking hates Hulk Hogan.
Bobby Heenan.
Yeah, him. That is my MVP. If I had to pick an actual wrestler, I'm gonna have to just go with Sting, because Sting was doing pull-ups on the cage, and that was kind of cool.
I will let you have Bobby Heenan if you want Bobby Heenan.
I'll take Bobby Heenan. Thank you.
All right, so my match of the night was fucking Arn Anderson versus Ric Flair.
Of course it was.
It was a good match. It was
It was okay.
fucking better than Cobra and Pittman.
Cobra and Pittman, Hannah. Mine was good. Hannah even said mine was good.
I like Amanda's choice more than Frankie's.
Thank you.
That's absurd. That's absurd. Oh my god.
I win. Vindication. Suck it. From stale fruity pebbles. Eat some.
Okay. What?
They kind of sound nice right now.
I don't know if they're stale. I had a stale cheese puff today and it was not good.
Yeah, you immediately were sad. It was immediate sadness. Oh, my MVP is
who's your MVP?
My MVP is also Bobby Heenan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. He was my second pick.
So, with that being said, our next episode next week is a return to Scooby-Doo. And we're going to have our second movie,
which is
Scooby-Doo Meets the Boo Brothers.
Yeah.
1987.
Who's doing that one? It's not
I
me,
am.
Right?
It's me.
Yeah. Fuck
We get to show up and do color commentary.
Yeah, I love when I get to just show up.
But yes, we'll be continuing our Scooby-Doo review with Scooby-Doo Meets the Boo Brothers. So if you want to watch that ahead of time to continue on the journey with us, you can do so. And we'll finally have a movie, because even though I don't have a personal like for Scooby-Doo Meets the Boo Brothers from what I can remember, it's definitely going to be better than Scooby Goes Hollywood.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Put that in its spot now.
I could, if I wanted to, I could do that.
unless something really, really unsightly happens in that movie.
Yeah, unless that movie is like really offensive and we just didn't remember that.
Guys, the Confederacy is in Boo Brothers.
Is it really?
Yep.
Like,
Do we?
are we supportive of the Confederacy or?
No,
Okay, then we're good.
but it's a lot of Confederate soldier
But are they villains?
memorabilia
Are they
mentioned.
villains?
Are they the
Kinda?
villains? Okay, then that's good.
That's fine.
Yeah, as long as they're the bad guys.
Because they are the bad guys, as we all know.
They're
Yeah.
always the bad guys.
Also, just this is a quick thing. Let's stop the transphobia in the Olympics. All right, let's knock
Stop
that
it.
fucking.
Well, they're not going to hear that by the Olympics. But don't start it up in the next Olympics. How about that?
Yeah,
2
Yeah.
years from now, don't want to hear it.
Knock it off.
Disgusting.
fuck off and go
Hannah
see
will.
them.
Hannah will. It'll be the Winter Olympics next time. So Hannah will ski to your house and shoot you like that one event.
It's biathlon.
Biathlon. Hannah will biathlon your ass.
To
Yeah.
hire the guy from Turkey.
we need to. Oh yeah, you should get the guy from Turkey. I bet you all you need to do is like promise him like your dad's home cooked meal if he doesn't have to.
I'd
cook
be
a
like,
meal.
you want this bottle of vodka?
Ooh,
It's not Hulk Hogan's. It's good.
It's not Hulk Hogan's. It's good. Yeah. Let's knock it off. Also, go Simone Biles.
She won all her events, I think. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's the goat.
Yeah, we love her. She's awesome. She's amazing. So, knock it off, America and other countries.
yeah, it's a bunch of other countries.
Yeah, but since we're here, we're probably the most problematic. I'll go out and say that.
That's true. That's fair.
We're a big problematic country. So knock it off.
Stop it. Get
Stop
some
it.
help.
Yeah.
Be better.
Instead of being transphobic, go get some body butters. And fill that hate with smooth skin.
Instead of being transphobic, maybe go unpack that in therapy.
Oh, yeah. What's really going on? What is going on?
So let's take care of some business then before we end the episode. If
What
you are
business?
listening to us on YouTube, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notification whenever a new episode is uploaded. If you're listening to us on Spotify, remember to follow the show and leave a review. It is very helpful, and we would very much appreciate it. And don't forget to answer the question of what you think of the show. If you would like to spread the word of the show, that would be very much appreciated as well, because a lot of our fans are through word of mouth. So please tell someone to listen to the show and see if they will like it, because it's fun and we enjoy doing it. Even if we don't get a lot of views all the time, we still have fun doing it.
Tell
It's debatable.
Bobby Heenan and Hulk Hogan about us.
I would say it's debatable. Most of the time we have fun, and then you make us watch these monstrosities, and I see Mr. Brillo Pad Man.
But we had a lot of fun talking about Mr. Brillo Pad Man.
I don't know if we had
That
fun.
was-
I almost had an existential crisis.
That was the most I heard you laugh on an episode yet.
And we had Jockstrap last week.
Yeah, so we're having some fun.
Yeah.
If you would like to send us an email to ask us any fan questions, if you would like to leave some comments about the show, if you would like
Please,
to give us some
somebody else.
ideas
Yeah.
for an
Somebody else.
episode, you can do so by sending us an email over at
Nothing to see here podcast at gmail.com. As always, here is spelled HEAR.
if you would
Somebody
like
else leave a comment on YouTube, please.
if you would like to see some artwork done by Amanda, if you'd like to see some memes and out of context images and previews and little polls and fun things over on our Instagram page done by Hannah, you can do so, like I said, at our Instagram page, which is
Nothing to see here pod. Mr. Brillo Pad Man will be there to haunt your dreams.
yeah, you'll be able to see that Brillo pad looking motherfucker.
That was probably the best thing I think I've texted in a while.
I knew, by the way, you sent that text, I knew immediately who you were talking about.
It took me a while, but I got there.
With all that being said, I think all of our business is concluded. That will be the end of the episode. Join us next week for Scooby Doo in review. Saying goodbye and good night. It is Frankie.
It's Hannah.
I'm gonna go scrub my dishes with a Brillo pad, I think.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.